Let's make a quick note here for Danny Palmer, of course, coming back from that double hip surgery. Byron, how mentally strong do you have to be to return from such an injury?
Incredibly. You think about the history of Danny Palmer, three-time national champion in acrobatics and tumbling. She's never experienced an injury, not even in the realm of double hip surgery. That would break a lot of athletes, but if you talk to her, she'll tell you the whole time it was faith over fear. She had no fear about the road ahead, the recovery road. She knew this moment would come when she would step back inside this ring.
As Danny Palmer comes back the other way, looking to bring a lot of energy inside the ring. Danny Palmer certainly put herself on the map last year. Oh, innovative cover right there in the women's breakout tournament. And of course, Jasmine Nix has been rising up the ranks. A lot has changed with Jasmine Nix since the last time Danny Palmer was in an NXT ring.
A lot has changed in the NXT women's division since the last time Danny Palmer was inside an NXT ring. So she's got to be able to adjust to the new surroundings. And so far, doing an extremely strong job.
Looking very comfortable inside the ring, has not lost a step. And I spoke to Danny Palmer earlier this week, and she told me how important the support was of her family and friends all throughout that recovery process. How really important is it, Byron, to have those people around you really getting you back to where you need to be? Into the cover.
Well, it's critical.
Oh, Fallon Henley popping up. That numbers game played a role. And Jasmine Nix now looking to take full advantage.
And look, as much of a support system, that's cute.
Yeah. We're not trying.
Back to my middle school days. But you know, you talk about the importance of that support system. She had it from our superb medical staff here in NXT. She had it from friends like Sol Ruka. But it's a completely different story. You know, Blake. You can think about all the machinations of what you're going to do when you step inside that ring.
Fisherman suplex. Holds the bridge. It seems like Palmer certainly not detracting from that high-risk ability. As Danny now, big impact there. Danny Palmer starting to feel it a bit here, Byron.
Think about how much a win here would mean to Danny Palmer. After at one point questioning whether or not she could even walk again. And now here she is on the verge of scoring a victory.
Here we go into the cover, hooks that outside leg. And Palmer right on the cusp there, maybe feeling a bit of frustration, but keeping her nose to the grindstone and trying to get right back to work.
I don't know if it's frustration. I think Danny's just thankful to be back inside the ring, quite frankly.
Certainly very thankful here as Jasmine Nix looking to take advantage. Jasmine's looked very comfortable in her last couple of appearances here.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
And into position, and how about a Nix kick?
Here is your winner, Jasmine Nix.
Looking at Stax and Luca, how much cohesion and momentum was the family building in the tag team division prior to Stax injury?
I think this has been a very solid tag team, and you hope for their sake they can pick up where they left off. You know, we know the family's had some setbacks recently, but listen, it's all about the bounce back.
That 42-inch vertical display by Tyson DuPont there. Shocking Channing Stax Lorenzo, and here comes Tyreek Igwe in. We talk about cohesion, Tyson and Tyreek really getting on the same page here with tag team maneuvers.
Well, this all comes down to experience. Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe have more experience as a tag team than Stax and Luca Crucifino. We know that.
Of course, we mentioned the D'Angelo family, former two-time tag team champion. Stax, along with the Don, held those gold. Of course, you have to wonder how much big of an advantage is that for Stax as they're looking for gold here for the third time around.
Well, Stax knows what it takes to get there. Speaking to part that knowledge on a Luca Crucifino, there's a certain championship mindset that separates you from the rest of the pack. And once you, hold up.
Oh, that knee.
Right knee.
Maybe feeling it right there. We talked about Tyreek Igwe always staying one step ahead of his opponents. He certainly has this one well scouted.
And this was very smart. We saw the slight hesitation from Tyreek Igwe, but understand you now have a bullseye. That, They also understand when you're in the midst of that match, respect has to go out the window. It's all about getting the W.
They certainly don't want the D'Angelo family to mistake kindness for weakness. As right there, here comes Luca Crucifino that gets Siglieri in the best shape of his life.
Chiseled and jacked. Luca Crucifino going to town.
Coming off of a recent appearance on Main Event, that gets Siglieri clicking at the highest level ever since joining the D'Angelo family.
Fired up Luca Crucifino is.
Wipes out Igwe. And taking care of business here against DuPont. Into the cover, hooks the outside leg. And Tyson DuPont at 2 3/4. Luca in the wrong part of town here. Look at the power of Tyson DuPont.
DuPont and Igué having their back pocket.
Oh, sends him in.
Unmitigated
There it is.
strength and agility.
The heart stopper. Byron, is this going to be it?
Good.
Oh! And Stacks with a huge save, keeping the D'Angelo family alive.
The last possible second. Stacks will extend the save for himself and Luca Crucifino in this match.
This one's starting to break down a bit here. Oh, Luca coming back the other way, inside cradle. Will that be enough? And Igué able to kick out Byron. This one very even back and forth here. Stacks with the tag. Oh, that's a way to test out that knee.
I appreciate the creativity behind that tag.
And Luca measuring him up. Oh, and that knee looking mighty healthy right here. Hooks the outside leg. Oh,